Oh, it's official. Like a referee with a whistle. So, like and share this episode. Some guys have to pay to get the women and keep them, either poor or rich. Tricking is tricking, even if you got it. You dig. That's what it is. Just because you got it, that don't mean you should spend it. Don't try to justify your tricking or your level of tricking. There's a lot of that going on, especially with a lot of the entertainers, rappers, R&B singers that make tons of money. They justify the tricking. No, you can't justify the tricking. It's no justification for tricking and buying prostitutes. Come on, man. What are we talking about? A lot of us have bought into the idea that if I got tons of money, if I can afford to be a trick, it's justified. Where they got that from? I didn't grow up around guys that think like that. I didn't grow up with guys that was known for tricking on women and buying prostitutes. And I grew up with guys that had money, but they never were tricks or Johns, like some people like to say. They never tricked off on women. I was taught to spit. You got to spit game. That's how I was taught. And I don't care nothing but nobody's culture, her culture, and where she from. I don't give a damn about none of that shit. I'm gonna be who I'm gonna be wherever I go. Wherever I go, don't got nothing. The culture and the language they speak, I don't got nothing to do with me. I'm gonna be what I'm gonna be. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Otherwise, I'll just keep it moving. That's the good news. See, the good news is you can say no and you can leave. That's the good news. If you meet a woman and for whatever reason she disagree with a bunch of stuff that you talking about, you can leave. Nobody's forcing you to do anything. Nobody's putting a gun to your head. You can get up and leave. You can say no. You can say, hey, I think we should go our separate ways. You have the freedom to do that today. They weren't always like that, but I'm saying today, if you meet a woman, man or woman, however you get down, you sitting down at a table or on the telephone, and they saying some stuff that you disagree with, that you can't put up with, you can say, hey, it's nice talking to you. Sounds like your morals, your values don't coincide with mine. Have a nice day. Yeah, you can say that, bro. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's not for everybody. Now, there's some guys are just gonna have to pay to get women. You want to know why? Because they have bad social skills. That's what it really comes down to. They have bad social skills, and a lot of them are lazy. They don't want to take time to learn how the world works, female nature. They don't want to educate themselves. So a trick is really a lazy person. Really. It's the type of person that they're looking for the shortcut. But here's the thing. Money only go but so far. There's a difference between when you lead with money versus when you spitting game to a woman. See, a woman is never going to respect you if you tricking off. It ain't happening. Nothing is ever going to be the same if you lead with money. The sex ain't gonna be the same. The interaction ain't gonna be the same. Nothing is going to be genuine, pure. She don't even like you. She's just tolerating you. If you a trick, and it's really dangerous to be around somebody that don't like you. I'm not talking about if you think she don't like you. I'm talking about if you know for sure she don't like you. It's dangerous to be around somebody that's like that. It's dangerous to be around a woman that's like that. You want to know why? Because they'll do anything to you without even having to think about it. Why do you think some of these guys go to these other countries in South America and they get jammed up? They'll go to Asia, parts of Asia, they get jammed up. They go to Mexico, get jammed up. They might even get killed. And that's because the woman don't like them. Because they over there tricking off. It's easy for a woman to take advantage of you if she don't like you. Hell, it's easy for anybody to take advantage of you if they don't like you and don't respect you. She'll do anything to you. Set you up, get you robbed. She'll use the sex as a weapon against your ass. You thinking she like you because she's having sex with you all the time. She's using that shit as a weapon towards you. She's weaponizing everything against you. Because she doesn't like you, doesn't respect you. You're just a damn trick. Now, some guys have a hard time wrapping their mind around a woman just hanging around a guy, and a guy takes a girl out on a date, right? A guy takes a girl out on a date all the time. He got to do all this extra stuff to get with the girl, right? And then at the end of the night, he'd be like, "Hey, you coming home with me?" No. You know? And then he might even try to be a little aggressive. You come home with me? You know, she's always stringing him along all the time. But he keeps going out with her because in his mind, he's gonna get some one day. Or some of these guys be like, I'm going to you know, change her mind. That never works. But meanwhile, the guy that she really likes, he don't she'll go, they don't gotta go nowhere. They don't gotta go to the restaurant. They don't gotta go to the bar. They don't gotta go to the club. He comes straight over to her house. As a matter of fact, after you drop her off to her house, she'll call him up and tell him to come over and he'll hit it. And they didn't have to go anywhere. They didn't have to go. He didn't have to go. He didn't have to go nowhere and spend no money or nothing. But meanwhile, you're a nice fella. You done spent probably $100 or better for one date. And you've been doing this for months, 3 months, 6 months, a year. Because in your mind, hey, I'm treating her nice. Eventually she'll give me some. But meanwhile, the other fella, he's been hitting it for 12 months straight. Every week, at least once a week, for 12 months straight. She go to his house or he comes to her house. 12 months straight. That's 4 times a month. You do the math. And how many times you hit it? 0. How many times he hit it? That's 4 times a month. Time 12. That's 48 times. Oh, man. It's like, come on, man. You can't make this shit up. See, she really likes him. So, as a matter of fact, the guy that hits it all the time, he be wanting to go out every once in a while, right? Because, he likes her. But she tells him, hey, we don't really gotta go nowhere. We don't really gotta go nowhere. We can stay home. I can come to your house and bring my clothes over, and I'll leave from your house for work in the morning. But she would say, hey, we don't gotta go nowhere, but if you won't go somewhere, I'll go. That's what she tells the guy that she really likes. And as a matter of fact, the guy that she really likes, when they go places, shit, she might even pay for the bill the majority of the time. So most guys can't wrap their mind around that shit. Because what happens, a lot of females have fooled a lot of guys to thinking that they got to be doing all this extra shit to get a girl to like them. A lot of guys have been conned by a lot of women. And let me tell you the reason why a lot of females are going to go along with it. They're going to go along with it because they benefit from it. They benefit from it. They get all the free shit, free shopping, free food, free alcohol, whatever. Free hotel. They get some of these guys are so foolish. They be paying girls bills and shit. I ain't never done none of that shit. I ain't never paid no woman bills. Paying rent and all that shit, man. Look, let me tell you something. Okay. First off, I'm not a rich guy. I've never been rich, right? And second of all, I always looked at it like I can't afford to be paying somebody else's mortgage or rent. I can't afford to be doing that shit. I mean, even if I could do it, I still wouldn't do it. I can't afford to be doing. I have my own rent to pay and bill and mortgages and bills to pay. So whenever I hear these guys are paying girls' mortgages and bills, I'm like, what the hell? What the hell you do for a living? You make more money than you can afford to do that shit. And why are you doing that? Why are you paying a woman's mortgage? I mean, she got a job. She's like, yeah. So why are you paying it? I mean, what the hell are you getting out of this? And who told you you should be paying her bills on her mortgage and her rent or her car payment? Who said this was cool? I mean, this is tricking at its fullest. So a lot of women have conned a lot of these guys to make it seem like if her man ain't paying some of her bills, that, he ain't no real man. Which is that's the biggest con out here today. It's one of them that somehow if if the guy can't provide, he ain't no real man. No. You're a man before the damn bills came. You're a man before the job came. You're a man before you start working the damn job. I mean, like, come on, man. So women have conned a lot of these guys. They bought into this idea. And you want to know why a lot of guys bought into the idea? Because they want some. Their mind is in the gutter. See, a lot of this is manipulation, by the way. Because a lot of these guys, the reason why they go along with it, because they look at it like they don't want to disagree with what the woman is saying, even though he knows it's horse shit. But he'll go along with it anyway because he's thinking about sex. That's what it really comes down to. At the end of the day, most guys are such sexless out here. They're willing to say and go along with almost anything a woman says. You name it. And I'm not exaggerating either. Most guys out here today will go along with almost anything that a woman says. I mean, especially a lot of these young guys today. That's in like early 20s. They're a lot of young guys and that's in the early 20s. Their strategy is just to kiss ass. So hopefully they get what they want. Just in general. And when you leave, they might end up doing something else totally different. But while you're there, their strategy is just to kiss everybody's ass. I mean, how do you live like that? I don't know. I never operated like that. So I don't know. But I know a lot of guys have to be this way because they've been conditioned to be this way. And a lot of people out here are broken. A lot of people are broken out here. A lot of guys are broken. They're broken. They've been one way for such a long period of time. It becomes normal after a while, so it doesn't feel so bad. It doesn't hurt. It's kind of like somebody that's been beat up for a long time. After a while, getting beat up, man, it's not so bad. Hell, this has been going on for 5, 10, 15 years. If I'm getting my ass kicked for all these years, it can't be so bad at this point. You know? So they start to justify why it is what it is. Why they're being mistreated. Why they're being taken advantage of. So women, there's a lot of women out here that have done a fine job on a lot of these guys out here. Have done a fine job on them. You know, a lot of guys. A lot of guys have, you know, have went along. What the hell? A lot of guys have went along with a woman's program. You know. So it's just a different time today and a different vibe, you know. But there's some guys, you know, they've been living with women that have a whole bunch of conditions that come with being with them. If they lose their job, the woman is gone. If, you know, if he gets caught cheating, she's probably gonna be gone. Even though she's cheating, by the way. You know, there's a lot of guys out here that have a bunch of conditions that comes along with them being with a woman. Because she wasn't into him in the first place. But she settled with him. She settled with him. You know? She settled with that guy. And a lot of guys tolerate that stuff. But as soon as his money get funny, or he, you know, he starts to act differently, that woman gonna be gone. That's why that's why you have a lot of guys get caught off guard with divorce papers from a woman. And he never saw it coming. She was planning the whole thing. And when the divorce papers come, she'd be like, hey, did you sign this? And he's blown away. He can't believe it. Meanwhile, she planning this shit like 6 to 12 months ago. She might have found an attorney like a year ago and probably had the guts to go through it with it like 6 months ago. And he's blown away. He can't believe it. See, in his mind, he's a good provider, which that's only half of, if that. That's only a part of being with a woman and having a family. Being a good provider is one of them, but that's not the main thing. That's not the only thing. That's just a part of it. It takes more than being a good provider to have a family. You know, that's, you know, but being a good provider is a good start. But see, in his mind, being a good provider is more than enough for a woman to be in a relationship with him, which is a mistake, by the way. That's a huge mistake to think that. Because see, if all you are is a good provider to a woman, well, it's easy for her to leave and be with another guy, or it's easy for her to leave and take the kids, or maybe y'all don't have no kids, or it's easy for her to just leave if you're just a good provider. Because if you're just a good provider and she don't have no emotional ties or no emotional connection to you, well, hell, shit, it's nothing there really. You're at the best case, at best, you're just a roommate to her, or you could be a damn stranger to her. So this is why you have so many sexless marriages in America, because people don't really have no connections no more. They're not connected anymore. Now, some people say they grew apart. Man, I call bullshit on that. I don't think people grow apart in most cases. I just think they never was connected in the first place. Now, maybe you might have thought y'all were connected, but she wasn't. So the connection go both ways. If they were never really a connection from both sides, well, they never really grew apart. It never was together in the first place. So it's easy for somebody to walk away. It's easy for somebody to move out. It's easy for somebody to put you on child support. Wasn't nothing there in the first place. She wasn't really rocking with you like that. That's what you thought. Because you wanted to be a good provider. You know? And then you got some of these guys as crazy as cat shit out here. They'll call themselves, they basically trying to take the girl from some guy. You're trying to buy the bitch, basically. You got a lot of guys crazy as cat shit out here. You know, they look at it like, it's my woman now. They're like, your woman? Man, it's everybody's woman. What are you talking about? But see, in his mind, he got more money than the other guy. So, hey, I can take her. She's mine now. That's everybody's girl. That's just the reality. But in his mind, because see, the guys that have that good provider mentality, in their mind, you know, if I can take care of the girl, I automatically have her, right? That's a mistake to think that way. And see, he thinks, okay, if she's with me, she ain't gonna do me like she done him. Like, okay, so you think that if you take her from another man, so you say, there's a good chance another guy can take her away from you too, just like you took her away from that guy. So you say, right? You got guys that think that, oh, she ain't gonna do me like that. Yeah, you crazy as cat shit. You just as crazy as like you acting like a woman now. If you think that way. I remember my mom told me, how people come in is how they leave. And I never forgot that. How people come in is how that leave. That's something you should write down. I never forgot my mom told me that. How you meet them, how they come in, that's how they leave. And that's some wisdom for your ass. So if you out here taking hoes, that's what most of them are anyway. You know, from these other guys, hell, she gonna leave you for another guy too. If the right guy comes along, and if she look halfway decent, you know. And let's just be honest. most girls that you're gonna meet, I don't care what culture she from, boy, y'all hooked on this goddamn cultures, boy. Y'all think every culture is smoking, except for the Dominican Republic. Yeah. They don't think highly of the Dominican Republic. You know, but any other culture, oh boy, they put them on a pedestal. But let me tell you something, and this is based on my experience and based on the guys that came before me, and all the players that I know, and even all the women, some of the women that I know. Most girls you're gonna meet is hoes. That's right. See, now you might say, why you say that? Because most girls are hoes out here. Most girls are hoes. Most girls are loose. If you meet a 30-year-old, 40-year-old woman, you should assume shit ain't got to be 30. If you meet a woman, you should assume that she's probably slept with more guys than you think. You should assume that. Right? I mean, let's just be honest. In this day and time, most girls is hoes. You got top 60% is hoes. It could be higher than that. I'm just being I'm being conservative. And the bad part about it is this. A lot of females don't think they hoes. That's the worst part about it. They be acting like they deserve to have a man and all this crazy shit. How the hell why do you feel they feel like they deserve to have a man? Just like some guys feel like they deserve to have a woman. And then if you ask questions, well, why do you think this way? That's just how I feel. And if you listen to how they talk, you can kind of pick up on it. They got that entitlement mentality, like, oh, I'm a great woman. I have a job. I love my job. I have a home. I have a good paying job. I have some great friends. I have 2 degrees, and I'm working on my master's. None of that shit guys care about for the most part. The stuff they talk about. Now, if you're going to promote yourself, ladies, if you're going to promote yourself, talk about the things that guys care about. Talk about how much you value family and how you want kids one day. And talk about the values and morals that you have, that you believe in. And talk about your family, your parents. These are the stuff that guys care about. Guys don't care about how many degrees you got and all your friends you got and how popular you are around town, around your city. We don't care nothing about that shit. Most of your friends is hoes anyway. Most of your friends is hoes. We don't care nothing about that shit. We don't care. That's just reality. You know? We don't. So a lot of guys have been conned by women, and a lot of guys have went along with it because a lot of guys are sexless. They've been sex deprived for so long. They're willing to say and do almost anything. And then you have women that will weaponize the damn sex against guys. But you got to think about it like this. We live in a society where everything is weaponized. Today, damn near everything is weaponized. The food you eat, the women are weaponized against you. They weaponize the money. Anything that's good or neutral in this society, in most societies, they done weaponize the shit against the guys. Hey, look, you can take anything good and turn it into bad or something negative. That's just a fact. You can do it. Anybody can do it. I mean, hell, I can sit down with you and have a conversation, and I can take you can give me any scenario, anything, and I can tell you how it can be weaponized against somebody. And women just happen to be the number one thing that's being weaponized in society. It's one of them for sure. Besides drugs and all that shit or whatever, alcohol or whatever. I mean, alcohol ain't never been no good. The drugs ain't never been no good. But a woman is kind of neutral. A woman could go either way. When you meet her. That's why there's no such thing as a good woman. There's no such thing as a good one. There's no angels out here. There's no angels out here. What you have to find the woman that's good for you. That's willing to trust your leadership. You got to find a woman that will raise a certain type of way with morals and values. Now, she might have strayed off on a different path away from her morals and values, but it's still there at the core of who she is, if she were raised that way. So you have to find the girl that's for you. You have to find the people that's for you. It could be your tribe, it could be one woman, whatever. That's how it really is out here. There's no angels out here. Everybody been through something or will go through something at some point in time. Unless you meet her in high school and y'all grow up and y'all graduate together and y'all been together since high school. Okay, that's a different story. But if you graduated college, got a job, and you meet her at your job, 9 times out of 10, she's probably been through something or going through something. But if y'all graduated high school together, then went to college together, and you might have met her in college, and y'all graduated college together, that's a little different. But if that ain't the case, if she's 30 years old, you 31, you meet her in the job, or you met her, I don't know, some conference or wherever you met her. You met her on vacation or whatever. 9 times out of 10, she hasn't been through something. She been through something. Could be family related, or could be some friends, or she might have got her heart broken, whatever. Well, there's no angels out here. And you should assume that she done slept with more guys than you think. And you should assume that she probably slept with a guy that she probably didn't like. You should assume that. You don't even have to ask. Just assume it. Might not be true, but eventually, if you stay around her long enough and get to know her, you're gonna find out all of that and some. But your job is to get to know her, her morals, her values, how she grew up, where she grew up at. Where someone grew up at, town, city, country, that's very important. So you got to find out all of this. This is why when I meet somebody, hey, well, shit, it could be online. I always ask, first thing I ask is where they're from. I want to know where they're from. Where they're from is very important. Could be country, city, state, whatever, province, whatever. I want to know where they're from. So that's gonna start me. That's the beginning of where I get to know her. Every time I meet somebody, hey man, how you doing? Where you from? What's up, sweetheart? Where you from? Where you from? What's your name? That's how I do it. You know, that's going to tell. Because, see, the good news is for me, I've traveled a lot of these places, a lot of these countries where people came from. So that gives me a pretty good idea of their mindset, how they think. You know, that's very important. But ain't no angels out here, ain't no saints, ain't no Mother Teresa's out here, buddy. If you think there's a Mother Teresa out here, you're delusional. You're delusional. You better catch them out of high school or college if you're looking for a saint. Catch them out of high school or college, and y'all grow together. That's the only way. But if that ain't the case, ain't no saints and Mother Teresa's out here, not out in these streets. These women out here, they got plenty of baggage out here today. Plenty of baggage. All kind of wild shit be happening out here to people. You know, especially the older they get, the more baggage they get. I mean, that's just across the board. That's anybody. You know, see, because most people are not around positive, forward-thinking people all the time. Most people don't have people around them like that. Most people are negative. Most people are very negative about a whole lot of shit. See, that's where most people are coming from. When you meet somebody, just assume that they're not around a lot of positive people. And you can kind of tell based on how she talks, how she carries herself, how she talk, how she walk, how she dress, how she speak, the whole vibe. You know what I'm saying? But see, it takes time to develop and get to know someone. It takes time to develop these skills and get to know people. This is why a lot of guys like to trick off. A lot of guys don't want to learn. They're not forward thinking guys. A lot of them are not forward thinking guys like that. They just rather just trick off. That's laziness. That's laziness. The best part about this is when it comes to learning, if you're a forward thinker, there's no finish line. You're always learning. And the older I get, the better I get. That's what I've learned over my travels since I've been living. The older I get, the better I get. And the better I get, the better relationships I get. But the pickings is slim out here. The pickings is slim out here. It ain't a whole lot of people that I get along with. that that I can live with and be around with. No, the pickings is slim. I don't hit it off with everybody. I'm not for everybody. I'm not trying to run for office one day. No, I don't. I'm not really. I don't really like most people when I first meet them. It takes me a while. It takes me a while to get to know people, for me to bring them around, to expose them to who I really am as a person. I don't invite people over to my house the first day or the first week or the first 6 months or first 3 months. No. No. You got to get to know people. People have to earn your people should earn your trust. They should earn your trust. You know? And some guys, that they can't wrap their mind around what I just said in this video. A lot of guys focus on what a woman wants all day long. She wants this. It's all about her and all this type of bullshit talk. It's all about her. Well, shit. If you play the game like that, you coming off as weak. That's a sign of weakness. If it's all about her, well, if it's all about her, well, she can be by her damn self then. If it's all about her, she can be by herself. She can be by herself. If it's all about her, I never said it was all about me. So why gotta be all about her? If it's all about her, she can be by herself. She don't need me to be around. She needs somebody that agrees with that way of thinking. If it's all about her, great. There's plenty of guys that's out there that would go along with that. But that's just not me. That ain't me. You know what I'm saying? You might, because there's a bunch of comedians that came. I think it was Chris Rock made a joke about that years ago, saying it's all about her if you're married. Well, you seen what Chris Rock marriage. Chris Rock is divorced, so obviously that didn't work out for him. So if you buy into that, it probably won't work out for you either. Yeah. But hey, at the end of the day, you as a man have to decide what type of guy you want to be. Either you want to be a trick or you want to be a player. That's it. Or either you want to be a John or you want to be a player at the end of the day. And in my opinion, being a player is real. It ain't phony. At least you know what you got. At least you're going to know who you got around you at the end of the day, who got your back at the end of the day. And know if you're a player, a woman ain't going to be able to stay around you long if she's faking the funk. If you're a trick, a woman will stay around you as long as the money and the benefits keep flowing. She'll tolerate you, all the nonsense you might be doing, as long as the benefits and the money keep flowing. But as soon as that money run out, you lose your job, lose your contract, you get hurt, she's going to be gone. She's going to be looking for an exit plan. But if you're a true player, If you believe in spitting like me, you'll be just fine. You'll have more than enough women in your lifetime. And I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I know. Because I'm still out here. I'm still out in these streets. 10 toes down. So, hey, that's all I got. Like, share this episode. Don't forget to leave your comments below because you might disagree with everything I said in this video. But I want to hear what you have to say. Leave your comments below. Until next time, I'm out. Did you like that video? If you want more of that, it's right here. Boss Life Secrets on Amazon.com. And share this video. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.